Hi there, welcome to another verse of the week where we're simply looking to take some verses from the Bible each week to try and commit them to memory as best we can so that we can come back to them through the week as a way to bring us strength and to keep us focused on the right stuff and to keep our souls feeding on the right stuff too. So this week we're going to look at Psalm 23 verse 4, which says, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." So this is a well-known psalm, probably the most well-known in the book of Psalms. And this section here is right in the middle of the psalm, and it recognizes that actually following Jesus doesn't mean life will be simple, doesn't mean life will be easy, that we will all go through all kinds of different valleys, dark valleys at times. Whether they be trials, struggles, struggles with illness, finances, relationships, even persecution. There's all kinds of valleys that we can go through as followers of Jesus, and this psalm is acknowledging that. But I think the hope the Christian has is that, as it says here, you are with me, even in the darkest valley. God is with us. He doesn't forsake us. In fact, he knows what it's like in Christ to go through the very darkest of valleys as he suffered at the hands of the Romans and was crucified, experiencing the worst kind of death as his body was torn apart and he suffered and died for the sins of the world. So Jesus knows what it's like to go through the very darkest of valleys. And yet, it says here that even in those places, God will not forsake us. He promises to be with us. And it says, your rod and your staff comfort me. And so there's comfort to be had, even in the darkest valley, when we know that A, God knows what it's like. He's been there. And B, he doesn't forsake us in that dark valley, but he's with us, okay? And his rod and staff comfort us. And the rod was something the shepherd used to defend the sheep, to keep off attacking animals, and the staff was something the shepherd used to guide the sheep, sometimes this long stick, sometimes with a hook on the end, to kind of gently guide the sheep, even correct them where necessary, to pull their necks. They could hook the neck of the sheep and kind of bring it back into line where necessary. And so we can have confidence that even in the darkest place, God is there defending us, fighting for us, working for us, but also guiding us, leading us, correcting us where necessary. It's actually speaking about the discipline of the Lord there as well, that he will bring us back into line. And that's supposed to be a comfort to us, that these dark valleys aren't pointless. They don't lead into nothing, into nowhere, but actually God knows what he's doing through it all, and he's bringing us through to the other side. And just a really important point is that, in John, it talks about how the sheep know the shepherd's voice. Jesus says, my sheep know my voice. And so I think we have a responsibility as sheep. Yes, God is with us in the darkest valley. Yes, he has his rod and his staff, and he wants to comfort us, bring us into line, defend us, correct us where necessary. But we have this responsibility actually to keep listening to his voice, to keep seeking his voice, to keep making sure that we're listening to the shepherd, okay? Because these things won't just happen in and of themselves. We have to learn to partner with the shepherd. If we're just off doing our own thing, we're not listening to the shepherd, then actually it's kind of hard for these words to apply to us. But if we're there with ears open to his word and seeking him in prayer, we can be confident that God is with us even in the darkest valley. So take those words with you this week, seek to commit them to memory, and come back to them through the week, and take comfort in the fact that God is always with you. He's always there, and keep listening for his voice, the voice of the shepherd. And we'll see you again soon.